I'm always fascinated about experiments. I love science, I love experiments, I love cause and effect, I love the unseen world of science, I love the molecular structure, I love what's going on in my DNA, and I love ancestral type of study and how patterns and habits have traveled down my family line, and I love that I get to be a person in my whole ancestral line to be a change agent. I love studying energy. I love studying patterns of thought, neuropathways. I love studying how to grow my mind and create new neuropathways. I love everything. I study so much. I read so many books, and I'm constantly learning and educating myself in everything I can to understand me and how I function. But I got to tell you, there was a recent experiment I did at home that has my attention. Super simple experiment. Super simple. Now, my family and I, we did this experiment probably 5, 6, 7, probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, in that area, 5, 6 years ago. We did this experiment back then with the kids. And it's same results. So just recently, I thought to do the experiment just a little bit differently than we had previously done. And this time I did it more simple, really super simple, just because I wanted to see if it still holds true. You know, when something can pass the test of time, you know it's true. And when it worked 5 years ago and it shows up, boom, the same way here, like, wow, there must be something really true about this. Now, the experiment goes like this. You get white rice, and you cook yourself a pot of white rice. Then you get 2 mason jars. You scoop up some rice out of the same pan, put them both on the counter, put lids on them, crank them down tight, crank down the other lid super tight. Now you got 2 jars of rice from the same pan. Now, there's all different ways to do this, but this is how I did it this time. It was me who did this, and I got 2 jars sitting right there. I then take 2 pieces of masking tape. I look at one jar, and I think the thought, love. And I write love on the tape, and I put it on the jar. I don't even say it. I just think it. I look at the other jar. I think the thought, hate. I write it on tape. I stick the piece of tape on the jar. Took both jars, went in my office, stuck them in a back corner. Way in a back corner. No sunlight. Nobody could touch them. Nobody knew they were there. And I just stuck them in the back corner. Never looked at them again. Didn't pick them up. Didn't review them. Didn't tell anybody else to look at them. I just stuck them back there. I had one moment with the rice. 1 minute on this jar of thought. And now with the 1 minute included me thinking the thought and writing on the tape and putting it. So probably about actually 20 seconds. And I did that, and then that was it. I put it away, and that was all my interaction. No saying the word out loud. No going back and saying it again and again and again. It was just a one tiny moment with that jar of rice. Now, some of the important science behind this, to keep it super simple, is the rice soaked up water. And the rice is actually holding water. Now, as I thought the word love, my thought pattern left my body and projected into the jar and into the water. And then over here on this jar, my thought pattern left my skull. Thought patterns do not stay in your bone structure. Bone cannot stop thought. Even though how hard it is, it cannot stop thought. My thought left my brain of hate to that jar, and it went into the water that's in the rice, and it was planted. Love, and hate. And then I put them away, back corner, way over here, and just put them back behind stuff. Like nobody knew it was there. Nobody knew it was there, and I just put it there, and it just sat there. And I just went on with life. So here's a picture of, and I think we did this, when's it been now? I think we're 2 months? I think we're 2 months right now. 2 months. So we pulled them out to get a picture. So here's a picture of the love jar. Here's a picture of the love jar. And got the tape on it. The rice is white. Still has moisture in there. None of the moisture left. I mean, I tightened that lid super tight. All the moisture's there, the rice is there. I turn it around. Looks good. 2.5 months later, it's just all still good. Nothing's happened to it. It's just still sitting there. Still sitting there. Remember, this was only one thought of one word. Remember, one word I sent to that jar. One word. Here's the hate jar. It was one word I thought. Not even a sentence. Not even 3 words in a sentence. It was hate. Write it on a piece of tape, taped it. Now you look at them together. Look at them together, side by side. One word. One. Not even a whole sentence. One word altered this. Not even any more interaction. Not even any more involvement. Just this one interaction. Boom. Cooked the rice, did it, boom, put it away. One thought. I didn't even say it. Didn't even say it. There was no vibration that came from my vocal cords, which is almost 100 times as powerful compared to a thought. Voice is massively more powerful with vibration through the air. This had not even no vibration from my vocal cords, not even that full whole body commitment of saying the word. It was only a thought. So this experiment sits in my office, right? And we take these pictures. And I sat there and look at this. And obviously you're going to look at this picture and go, I mean, look at the love jar. We didn't use flash photography on the white rice to make it look more white. Look at it's still white. The thought of love held it in its space of white rice. The hate, you can see all the way up the jar, it's got this dull look to it. And you can see creeping up from the bottom. And if I showed you the bottom of the picture of the bottom, it is disgusting. Disgusting. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, I did this. It was me. I did this. I cooked the rice, I put the water, and then I projected a thought into the jar. Projected a thought into the other jar. And I created that. Oh, my goodness. What? Love is 4 letters of the alphabet. Love. Those 4 letters combined together into a thought. Only 4 letters of the English language. 4 letters combined and then thought about that jar of rice. Boom! Held it in its space. I choose 4 other letters and combined those 4 letters and create this thought behind it. Send it in there. It's killing it. Destroying it. Breaking it down. You can see what it's doing. And I sit there and look at this experiment. It's like, what? Guys, and it's holding. It's still back at home. It's still in the corner. It's still going. It's still going, and I'm here. But the thought I placed in that rice 2.5 months ago is still having an effect. It's still going. And it reminds me, one word has that much power. And it comes from me. So when I have a vision board and I pick one word, what could I do with this thinker of mine? What could I do? I can destroy things, ruin things, rip them apart, kill it, die. Over here, I can hold its shape, hold its brilliance. Over 2.5 months later. So I think about this, and it's like, what? What if I harnessed this? What if I got a grip on this and went, oh my word, what if I use this intentionally to build and create? What if I thought 2 words that were positive? What if I thought 3 or 4 or 5 or 7? What if I said 7 words? What if I put a picture of myself on the wall and I said the 7 words at a picture of me? What would happen to me? What if I looked in the mirror? What if I looked in the mirror and I said these 7 words right at the person in the mirror every single day? Could I shape and form who I am? Or maybe I look in the mirror and I say things like, man, you're still fat. You can't even eat right. You made Kim mad the other day and your son was disappointed in you last night. Look, you can't do anything right. I say that kind of language to me in the mirror, there I am, that jar of rice, boom, on the path, ready to go. Destruction, pulling apart, being broken down. You, at this stage in your life right now, for this message, for this image to be in front of you right now, I hope it is sinking in to who you are and the power you have in your thinker, and you didn't even say the words. You just thought the thought. It is super important in my life that I learn how to manage my thoughts. Because if they keep repeating, and I think the word or the sentence of a negative sentence or a negative word over and over and over again, it is just pounding that to become bad. If I don't get in my head and get a hold of those sentences, and literally if a negative sentence comes up and I just yell out, no, I'm not thinking that. Now you do that in Walmart, they're going to haul you out. But I don't see anybody else in the world doing that. We're all walking around so proper, like we got everything managed, and we're a wreck inside. We're making these jars of rice everywhere, and then what are we doing to our kids? What are we doing to our spouse? What are we doing to money? Any negative thought towards money kills it. When you go, oh, I can't stand money and bills, I just hate this stuff. Oh, the things we're doing to our surroundings. It's almost as though our life is sitting around us waiting to be created, and we determine by our thoughts how it's going to turn out. I invite all of you to take another serious look at what's going on inside your head. And the 2 techniques that have made the biggest difference in my life and will continue to be my go-tos because it is so simple. It's ridiculous. It is so simple to have something I hope for, that I want to build and create that I've never had before. Keeps my mind active and going and wanting and desiring and keep moving forward. I want to build and create. Then over here, I got my one word and I have my one sentence. And I can protect and move my mind with that, what you see right here. And the next time you wonder why something isn't working, and you wonder why something is looking like a jar of rice that's all tainted like that, you're wondering, you need to stop and go, what did I do to this situation? What did I do? Where was my thoughts in this? And you have a moment where you get super clear and you change now. You have to change now. You guys, the thoughts you've had last week and the month before are playing out today. If you don't get involved and go, okay, who did I think a bad thought about? Oh my gosh, I'm turning them into a yucky jar of rice. Now I know some of you are going to go, I actually like that idea. Who can I think about? No! You twisted individual. Stop it. You're going to hurt someone. You're going to hurt someone. You got to knock that off, right? Guys, look. The rice didn't go, well, I think I'm going to corrode today. I gave it what it has. A piece of me went into there. You have both powers inside you. Get very crystal clear what you're doing to your kids. Get very crystal clear what you're doing to your spouse. Get very crystal clear how you're talking about your house. Get very crystal clear about how you're talking about your vehicle, your yard, your garage, your things, your neighbors, yourself, the future, tomorrow, the next 5 minutes. Get very crystal clear. You are creating what's happening in front of you. And if anybody else tries to tell you, oh no, it's something else, you guys, go boil your own jar of rice, your own pan of rice, put it in the back corner, and watch what your words can do.